Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that your country isn't just one piece of land. No, imagine finding out that it is actually a broken puzzle of thousands of scattered pieces floating in the ocean. Crazy, right? Well, here's something that will blow your mind. Japan has more than 6,800 islands, but only around 430 of them are inhabited. Just think about that number for a second. Thousands of islands, tiny, big, mysterious, volcanic, isolated, just sitting out there in the Pacific Ocean, untouched by humans, covered in legends, secrets, forgotten history, and maybe things we're not supposed to know. And while we scroll through social media and complain about traffic and slow Wi-Fi, there are places in Japan where time is completely stopped, where nature rules absolutely, and where silence is so deep it feels like another world entirely. Today, we're going on a journey into one of the most mysterious archipelagos on Earth. A story that stretches across ancient samurai battles, disappearing villages, ghost islands, volcanic eruptions that reshaped the map, and the bizarre question that nobody has ever answered properly. Why does Japan have so many islands, but almost nobody lives on them? To understand this insane mystery, we have to go way back millions of years ago, when Japan wasn't even Japan yet. Picture the Earth violently shifting and ripping itself apart. The Pacific tectonic plate slamming into the Eurasian plate, like two cars colliding at full speed. The ground buckled, mountains rose from the ocean, volcanoes exploded again and again. And over millions of years, those explosions and collisions created a chain of broken pieces of land, fragments of mountains, ripped from the sea floor, forming what would one day become Japan. The country was literally born out of destruction. Every island is a scar. Every coastline is a wound left by the earth itself. Fast forward to thousands of years ago, when humans first reached these islands. People settled only in places where they could survive, where there was water, fish, fertile soil for rice, and land that wouldn't kill them. But many of the islands were impossible to live on. Some were too mountainous, too stormy, too isolated, or covered with dangerous wildlife. Others had no fresh water at all. Some were constantly shaken by earthquakes or threatened by tsunamis that could wipe out entire populations in minutes. And then there were the islands considered cursed, at least according to ancient legends, haunted by spirits of warriors, shipwrecked sailors, or entire villages wiped out by disease or famine. For example, there's the tale of Okunoshima, once known as Poison Gas Island because it housed a secret chemical weapons factory during World War II. After the war, the island was abandoned, its dark history sealed away. Today, it's famous for something entirely different. It's now called Rabbit Island, swarming with thousands of friendly rabbits. But the island's past still lingers, a chilling reminder of secrets hidden just beneath the surface. Over time, many islands were abandoned for reasons like this, left untouched for centuries, swallowed by forests, and forgotten by history. But the real plot twist comes in the modern era. Japan today has futuristic cities, bullet trains flying across the country at nearly 320 kilometers per hour, neon lights, skyscrapers, and some of the most advanced technology in the world. Yet at the same time, rural Japan is dying. Villages are disappearing. Populations are shrinking. Entire towns are being abandoned because the younger generation left for the big cities and never returned. So some of the inhabited islands became uninhabited again, slowly turning into ghost islands. They're islands where only one single person remains living. Imagine being the last resident, watching the houses of your childhood friends and neighbors crumble into dust. There are schools where the only student is just one kid, studying alone in a silent classroom. There are ports where boats haven't arrived for years, the docks rotting away. Some islands have become completely overgrown, taken back by nature so thoroughly it's as if they never existed. The silence on these islands is deafening, a world away from the constant noise of Tokyo or Osaka. And here's where things get even crazier. Some of Japan's uninhabited islands are completely off-limits, restricted by the military, protected by the government, or rumored to hide dark secrets. The most famous of these is Hishima Island, also known as Gunkanjima, or Battleship Island. It was once a massively crowded coal mining city in the middle of the ocean, with over 5,000 people packed onto a tiny rock. Then, in 1974, the mine closed, and the entire island was evacuated almost overnight. It was left frozen in time, a real-life post-apocalyptic movie set, with empty apartments, abandoned schools, and personal belongings left right where they were. It is a ghost island that serves as a haunting monument to Japan's rapid industrialization and equally rapid decline. But Hishima is just the beginning. There are islands used for missile testing, where the public is forbidden from setting foot. There are islands rumored to be used for secret research projects, hidden away from prying eyes. And there are islands that contain sacred shrines where outsiders are forbidden, like Okinoshima, an entire island considered a god, where only men are allowed to visit, and they must purify themselves in the sea before stepping ashore. Women are banned entirely. The island holds ancient artifacts from as far back as the 4th century, treasures that have remained untouched for over 1,000 years. There are even islands where entire civilizations lived and then disappeared without any clear explanation. What happened to them? Did they leave? Were they wiped out by a natural disaster? The answers are lost to time, buried under layers of soil and legend. We're looking at a country with thousands of potential worlds, but we only ever see the surface. What's even more shocking is that Japan is still growing new islands. Because of intense volcanic activity under the ocean, new land has been rising from the water. In 2021, a new volcanic island formed near Iwo Jima. Imagine that Earth just casually creates brand new land while we're busy complaining about taxes and smartphone batteries. Some scientists believe Japan could have even more islands in the future, or that existing islands may join together as this volcanic activity continues. The map of Japan isn't static. It's a living, breathing thing that changes right before our eyes. So the big question remains, with all this land, why only 430 islands inhabited? The answer is a perfect mix of danger, geography, history, economics, and pure mystery. Many islands are simply too remote and rugged for modern life to be sustainable. There's no internet, no hospital, no grocery store. Others are too risky. One major earthquake or tsunami could erase everything in an instant. The Ring of Fire doesn't just create islands, it threatens to destroy them. Some islands are designated as protected wildlife zones, home to rare and endangered species that must be preserved. Some hide historical tragedies that no one wants to remember, left as solemn memorials to the past. And some remain unexplored, left alone like untouched chapters of Earth's story. And here is a thought that might haunt you. If thousands of islands exist and almost nobody ever goes there, what could be hiding on them? Ancient ruins not yet discovered? Lost cultures that developed in complete isolation? Rare animals or plants unknown to science? Or maybe something darker? The ocean keeps its secrets better than any human ever could. And Japan is sitting right in the middle of that vast, silent mystery. So next time someone says Japan is just Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, remember this. The real Japan, the mysterious, wild, and forgotten Japan, is floating quietly in the ocean. It's made up of thousands of islands that hold secrets older than civilization itself. And we've only explored a tiny fraction of them. It's a reminder that even in our hyper-connected modern world, there are still blank spots on the map, places where the unknown still reigns supreme. If the Earth could speak, maybe it would say, "You think you know this world? You don't know anything yet." Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories that will change the way you see the world. See you next time.